When I was reading about Jack Lew's background, I stumbled on an article by Dan Froomkin about Ron Suskind's book about the Obama White House, Confidence Men, right? And it was a terrific article, and I want to tell you guys what it reminded me of, right? And, you know, because right now a lot of people make the argument, oh no, you guys think President Obama promised all that progressive stuff. No, he didn't. No. He had always said that he was a centrist and he was going to do these kind of establishment kind of things. Change, he never promised change. Like giant signs with the word change on it. But let me give you the specifics, and Froomkin does a great job of fishing them out. Here was President Obama as he was running for president. He described the deregulation that led to a corrupt system. In fact, he called it a legal but corrupt bargain in which campaign money all too often shaped policy and watered down oversight. Now, when he was describing the current problems in Wall Street there, he nailed it. That's exactly right. What did he do when he was in office about this corrupt system where campaign money is influencing the politicians? Not a damn thing. Not a single thing, not a single bill proposed. Totally forgot about it. But you say, oh, well, you know, that's just one thing said in passing. Really? Well, here's President Obama when he was campaigning for president. That he wanted to, quote, take on corruption in Washington and on Wall Street to make sure a crisis like this can never, ever happen again. Does it look like he took on the corruption on Wall Street? Well, I'm about to give you details. If you think that, you're about to be disabused of that notion. The Dodd-Frank financial reform bill is largely a joke. Even the people who were crafting it now think it's a joke and that the bankers got away with everything they wanted to get away with. And if all that wasn't strong enough for you, President Obama, again, when he was campaigning, not yet president, said, quote, there will be time to punish those who set this fire. Where the hell is that guy? Where's the Punisher? Right now, he sees the fire and he's like, oh, well, you look at that. Did they pay their $75? They didn't. No, then don't put out that fire. Okay. He's sending in guys who aren't firemen. He's sending in the guys who started the fire in the first place. Tim Geithner, Ben Bernanke, and the list goes on. Larry Summers. We'll get to him in a second. Now, Paul Volcker was the Federal Reserve Chairman back in the 1980s, and he was considered very conservative back then. The political spectrum in Washington has shifted so much that Paul Volcker hasn't moved an inch, and he's now considered too progressive for the Obama administration. In fact, he explains what went wrong here. And he says, right now, the current legislation does this, quote, well, right now, when you have your chance and their breasts are bared, talking about the big banks, you need to put a spear through the heart of all these guys on Wall Street that for years have been mostly debt merchants. This is a guy who was considered conservative under Ronald Reagan when he was the Fed chair. And he's saying, these Wall Street guys are robber barons. Put a spear through their chest. Put out the goddamn fire. And what happened? They moved Volcker out. They're like, oh, yeah, Paul, right. What a lib this guy is. Obama wouldn't listen to Volcker because he's too liberal. They put in a Volcker rule. And you think, wait a minute, see, he listened to him, right? By the end, when we gave you these quotes when it happened, Paul Volcker said it was so watered down that it was nearly useless and he didn't want anything to do with it, okay? And left the administration and said, they're not listening to me anyway. Now, at the same time, President Obama, who's going to put out the fires, brought in the bankers. This is in Ron Suskind's book. You can check it out for yourself. And here's what he told the bankers, quote, I want to help. I'm not out there to go after you. I'm protecting you. But if I'm going to shield you from public and congressional anger, you have to give me something to work with on the issues of compensation. Now, number one, did they? Of course not. They didn't give him anything to work with. They said, yeah, that's a good one, Obama. Yeah, here's what we're going to give you. Nothing, and you're going to like it. In fact, they broke record after record after that conversation with President Obama in terms of compensation. This year, they're going to break another record. They're giving themselves more money at the expense of the taxpayers and the shareholders. They didn't listen to a word the president said, but listen to what Obama's saying. You and I listen to it. I want to help the bankers. I'm not going to go after you. I'm protecting you. He's saying, Volcker is saying, put a spear through their chest, and he's saying, I'm going to be your shield. Why the hell did we elect this guy? This is the guy who said, oh my God, they set this place on fire and I'm going to be changed. How do you look at this and not think that he was lying about it? that he was disingenuous about it, that he didn't mean a damn word of it.